Work-life balance is a myth. So many people are experiencing burnout these days and struggling to juggle new work and home routines. So I've seen a lot of advice about how to achieve work-life balance. But I've actually found that work-life balance is a myth. It's a myth not only because balance suggests a static state of being, some ideal state that you can maintain, whereas the reality is that life is constantly changing and requires ongoing adjustments. Work-life balance is also a myth because work is not the opposite of life. Work isn't like a weight on the opposite side of a scale from life, something separate from life. Work is an integral part of life, or at least it should be. So instead of trying to achieve work-life balance, I try to pursue centeredness, meaning I try to center myself on something and then orient my life around that center. Now, as a person of faith, my ultimate priority is God, so I put Him at the center of my life. And if you want to learn about what that looks like, you can check out the article I recently wrote for the Gospel Coalition. I'll put the link in the comments. But regardless of where you are spiritually, it's important that you center your life on something. Because without that constant focus and priority, it's really easy to get distracted or fall off course and then feel all discombobulated and out of control. But when you have a clear center and a commitment to live out of that center, it makes it much easier to make decisions about how to spend your time and your money, which relationships and activities to pursue, what to pay attention to, and it makes it easier to be okay with walking away from everything else. For example, with God as my center, I've identified a purpose for my life and a set of core values that I try to live by. One of those core values is be purposeful, not simply productive. I use this core value to ensure that I am not so focused on checking off my to-do list that I miss the people and things that are truly important, the things that align with my purpose. Sometimes being purposeful, not simply productive, means I don't always accomplish everything I set out to do. And sometimes I end up working more than I had planned. But when I'm living out this core value, I can lay down my head on my pillow each night, knowing that all the things I did that day were on target, and I can feel at peace with all the things that I left undone. Now, I don't do this perfectly. I still have many days when I don't feel centered, but I'm definitely more intentional about the way that I live my life because I have an anchor to ground me and a compass to guide me. So stop trying to achieve something that isn't achievable, work-life balance, and instead try centeredness.